Put Wayne Rooney and Phil Bardsley's names together in a sentence and it conjures up images of boxing. But it's in the dugout where the England legend can become a real heavyweight. That's the belief of Bardsley, whose sparring session with the United great ended with Rooney briefly knocked out, a viral video and a famous celebration from the former striker. The two are good friends, having been teammates at Old Trafford, and, as we sit at Stockport County's training ground discussing the coaching future of Rooney, Bardsley is in no doubt. "It's really bright," said the 37-year-old of Rooney's management prospects. Currently in charge of MLS side DC United, he spent nearly 2 years leading Derby County in the Championship. It ended in relegation, but Rooney left with credit. Such was the perilous state of the club during his tenure. Bardsley has no doubt the 37-year-old will be managing again in England, and the Premier League, in due course. He is enjoying it in America, and I am sure one day we will see him on the touchline in the Premier League because he is passionate, puts the work in and is a winner, and that will never leave his system, said Bardsley, speaking to the Manchester Evening News. In his documentary he said as long as he is alive, then football will always be a part of him. He has been a great ambassador for the game and is an absolute legend. It would be great to see him back in England and challenge himself again. He did a fantastic job at Derby. He is really passionate about his coaching and management. He is still young. He has plenty of time to get to the places he wants to get to, but someone like him wants to be there tomorrow. I think he had some interest from English clubs before he moved to DC United, but I think he's in the right place and enjoying it in America. Down the line who knows, but I am sure he will be on a touchline in England in the near future. Bardsley himself is pondering what comes next. He joined Stockport County earlier this season on a deal until the end of the campaign, but injuries have limited him to just 3 appearances so far. The defender says he is not sure what the next move is and whether his playing career will be extended, but at the minute he has no plans to follow his mate Rooney into management. "I don't think so," he said. "I have other business ventures I would like to pursue." Never say never. I would never close the door on coaching, but I am not sure at the minute it would be my first port of call when I come out of football. I have been involved in football for nearly 30 years, since I was 9 or 10 years old, and there comes a time when you have to pass the baton, and I am fortunate that a couple of my kids play football, so I am like anyone else now, following the kids around and watching them try and fulfill their dreams. Bardsley spent the past 5 years prior to linking up with County in the Premier League at Burnley. His time at Turf Moor ended with relegation last May after a disappointing season. "It was a sad end to an otherwise memorable time. Last year I didn't enjoy it all, to be honest, didn't play and didn't enjoy it," said the defender, who played just 3 times for the Clarets, all in cup competitions. Burnley struggled, sacking Sean Dyche in April and appointing Mike Jackson as caretaker manager, with then-captain Ben Mee part of the coaching setup. Bardsley was prominent in the dugout, using his experience to try and help and forming a key part of discussions within the senior group at Turf Moor. But it didn't light the coaching fire in him. "I was just trying to help when Ben was there and Mike, and trying to help get over the line and escape the drop," he said. "It was just too much an ask in the end, although we gave it a decent go. We know how competitive the Premier League is. If you get cut adrift, it is very, very hard to get back into contention and stay up. I was just trying to lend some experience and help the younger players. I would never say no to coaching or management, but not at the minute. I think something that would give me more flexibility. I like going to watch football and analyzing players, so maybe a more recruitment type of role rather than on the grass. Some people adore being coaches and managers, and you would have to try to see if you did, but not at the moment. Bardsley broke through at Old Trafford in 2003 and made a smattering of appearances before departing for Sunderland 5 years later. A permanent stay at Stoke City followed before he moved to Turf Moor in 2017. And while the Burnley portion of his career ended in disappointing circumstances, both on and off the pitch, Bardsley enjoyed the bulk of his Clarets career. I had some fantastic times, Europe in the first year, playing in Istanbul, recalled the right back. I am glad Burnley was part of my career, it felt right. We weren't always on the best budget, the stadium wasn't that great, but we had a real togetherness. That group didn't care about anyone, we would go anywhere, even the big boys. Sometimes we got annihilated, but we always regrouped. We had some great results. City away was always a tough one, but we won at Anfield, won at Old Trafford. We had some great times, and I met some teammates that have become really good friends. Several of those friends departed with Bardsley over the summer, where communication from the ownership was poor and came in for criticism from the players involved. Eric Peters spoke out while Bardsley revealed in an interview with TalkSport he officially found out about his release via the media, a claim also made by Dale Stephens. "It was a bit bizarre," said Bardsley, looking back. "There was a lot going on with the new owners coming in, and I don't think they realized how bad it was if we went down financially. For the service some of the players had given, the way it unfolded, we didn't get any information. A lot of us knew the contract wasn't getting renewed, we are not daft. But equally we are not 18 or 19-year-old players, there were experienced players, and the way it unfolded, it wasn't handled in the right way. But it is nice to see them bounce back, a great club with great people and great staff. Vincent has done a great job, got some great players in. They will be back in the big time, a whirlwind 12 months for the club. That is why we love football.